slapper1 here, and this is gonna be a Pokemon Central special only. That's right, this is gonna be an exclusive on Pokemon Central. So, this battle is against pokeplayah, or however you say your name, your Twitter name. This is a great match. On my side, we have Granbull, Vileplume, Shuckle, my mascot, Ryuk, the Pangoro, the Lantern, and Snorlax. He has, Zoroark, Torterra, Mega Medicham, Dusclops, his own mascot, Abipom, and Miss Magius. So this is such a great match. It's unbelievable. It was so good. Everything about it. So he leads out with Miss Magius. I was predicting the fake out Ambipomp to come out, so I went for the Intimidate Granbull. I know what these things typically run, but I thought this was the Zoroark in Illusion, so I went for the play rough, predicting it to be Zoroark and to get that super effective, but it was regular Miss Magius, so I could have killed it. But it doesn't matter. Even at +2, I'm Assault Vest. He's not killing me. And I go for the Crunch, knowing this is the real thing. I was thinking if I should go for Play Rough again to show that I'm Scarfed, but then I'm like, no, a Granbull wouldn't live that. He must know I'm Assault Vest. So here I switch out into my Vileplume. He's going for the fake out. My Vileplume can take it. And then I can come back and go for that Intimidate. So look at that, pretty decent damage. It does about 30%, and I heal some of it back with my Black Sludge Recovery. Man, Vileplume is such a monster. Not really. But anyway, he went for the double hit, and he misses. He misses. Unbelievable. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if that would have killed or not, but I landed my Sleep Powder, so I could have just moonlighted. He did stay asleep for a couple of turns. So here I switch out my Granbull just to get that Intimidate off. That way his next attack won't kill. And here, he's still asleep. He's always going to be asleep for the first turn. He switches out here. Oh, sorry about that. He brings out his defensive wall Torterra. This Torterra proved to be such a pain throughout the entire match, and I want to make a build of that Torterra. So here I predict some Leech Seed or Sleep Powder or something, and I bring out Weedy, my Vileplume, and he goes for the Wood Hammer. So I can take that very nicely. Very nicely. It's not very effective. 4 times resisted. And here I pretty much gain all of my HP back from Black Sludge Recovery, and he gains some of his HP back from leftovers. So that was a good prediction on my part to switch him back in. He switches out his Torterra, predicting the Sludge Bomb, I'm assuming. And maybe he just can't do anything to me. But I go for the Giga Drain, knowing he would switch out, and it's my only attacking type move. I know I should probably have Sludge Bomb, but I should probably make another build with him holding Sludge Bomb, because I like this one too much. So he's asleep here, and I substitute. I gain about, well, what am I talking about? I have very, very high amount of HP left, and here he is, still asleep, and I gained my HP. I went for the Sleep Powder, predicting him to wake up that turn, but he goes for the double hit this turn, and I went for the Giga Drain, knowing that he would probably die from leftover, or not from Life Orb. There he gets Life Orb, and then I Giga Drain to kill him. Very good. I was predicting the Sleep Powder. I had a match earlier with Saw, where I did that very, very nicely. He had his Talon Flame out. I was inside a substitute. Every, 2 or 3 turns, I would Sleep Powder, and it would be the turn he woke up. It was such an amazing battle. But anyway, here he brings out his Zoroark. I was predicting it to be in illusion, but I guess not. So he went for the night days, and I went for the sleep powder. The 75 accuracy, never missing sleep powder on Violet Bloom is what it seems like. I think I've only missed it once the entire time using him. Oh, just to let you guys know, this was supposed to be a lower tiered match. It was supposed to be NU, but I didn't know. I didn't know what was NU or not, so we agreed on lower tiered stuff. That's why you don't see any Garchomp's, Mega Kangaskhan's, any of the overused stuff. I bring out my Pingoro here. Now, I went for the parting shot, predicting, well, because Zoroark has a high attack base, but in a lower tier, he has pretty good amounts. So I went for the parting shot. Choice Scarfed, so I would outspeed even if he woke up, and I get the Torterra. So I bring in no, what am I talking about? I bring out Grand Bull. I don't know if parting shot is -2 or -1, but either way, he's not the greatest spot right now. So I go for the play rough, and that really does not do a lot, not as much as it could have. And he goes for the Leech Seed. With Leech Seed and leftovers, he's pretty much going to gain back all of the HP he just lost. So, and I took a little bit of damage from that, or a little bit of C damage. But I can't get Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life out of my head. It's pretty funny. It's like one of those videos that you watch, the first couple of times are funny, but then later on, then not so much. Here he goes for the Synthesis, as I bring out my Pingoro. What I was hoping here is I was going for a Crunch to get a minus defense, but he brings out his Dusclops, and I do get a minus defense drop with the Crunch, and that wouldn't kill. Well, alright, it does almost half, just a little bit over it, but because I got the minus defense drop, it will kill next turn, so he has no choice but to switch out, and I go for another Crunch, just trying to kill, or do some damage. His Torterra, his defensive wall, I'm telling you, has been a pain. I completely forgot the entire match that my Lantern had Ice Beam, but I never really got to use it. So here's that Crunch again, hoping just for that defense drop, and he goes for the Wood Hammer. Does a good amount of HP. So he gets hurt by recoil, but he gains that back with leftovers. So yeah, this Torterra build, gotta try it. I go for another Crunch because I'm stuck into Crunch. I'm just hoping for a I'm just hoping for a D drop, defense drop. But he goes for the Synthesis. I'm like, oh, good. This will give me one more chance to get a defense drop. The more Crunches I use. So here's another Crunch. It's repetitive. I know, guys. I know. I forgot how long this match was. 52 turns. That's right. Okay. So he gains his HP back with leftovers. He does Leech Seed. So pretty much whatever I'm doing to him is he's receiving it back while I'm losing HP. So I go out into my Violet Bloom, and he switches out into his what's it called? Zoroark. Duh. I switched out because I was predicting him to predict me to switch out into something else and go for the Leech Seed like the Grand Bull, so that way he would have been intimidated again. But because he's asleep with my Wii, I just go for the sub. And here he wakes up. I was predicting to go for the Sleep Powder that turn, but I didn't. I went for the Giga Drain. Now this is where things come in handy. I do go for that Giga Drain to gain all of my HP back. I'm pretty much at full, and I predict him to go for another flamethrower, so I switch out into my lantern. Let's just wait for this to happen. There we go. I switch out into my lantern. So there's that beautiful lantern who really didn't get to do anything this match. He goes for the flamethrower and he gets the burn. Now my only form of recovery through leftovers is pretty much gone because the burn is negating that. It's stopping whatever I'm gaining back. It's doing more actually. So here he switches out, and I knew he was gonna either stay in or switch out. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to do either of them. But I knew that he couldn't really do anything to me, so I decided to go for the Scald, where I was debating whether or not to go for the the substitute. But going for the Scald just to get that little baby damage off was a good idea. So I switched Pangoro in, and he does Pain Split. I knew he was going to do that. He's like very low, and so I use Crunch, and he's back to about how much HP he was before he got this D-drop. So I knew he was going to live it, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and at that same moment, I'm like, I don't care if he misses or not, because he's low enough for me to kill, and then I can switch up Pangoro and Parting Shot his Medicham. My Pangoro's job is pretty much done. He did well. I call him Ryuk from Death Note. He reminds me sort of Ryuk from Death Note. If you haven't watched it, you should. It's pretty good. At least if you're into anime. So here he brings out his Medicham. Now, I know I'm stuck into Crunch, so I come out and bring the Intimidator Grand Ball while he goes for that beautiful Mega. I have a shiny one of those. I could be giving it away later on Twitter. Okay, so he goes for the Bullet Punch. And I don't know if that was just to get priority or he was predicting my Gramble to come out for the Intimidate. But here I bring out my Pangoro, and I was thinking I would outspeed, but I didn't. Even though Choice Scarf T went for that high jump kick, and it did land and kill. So I bring out my Lantern, and here I switch it out. I wanted to switch out, double switch out. No reason to do that. But he went for the high jump kick. I was hoping he would miss one of them. Not very effective. But as everyone knows, Medichams have coverage, and that's very, very good. I was predicting either the Fire Punch or the Ice Punch, and he does carry the Ice Punch, which is a better option for that flying dragon, ground dragon for dragons. I bring out Shuckle, and he goes for high jump kick, and that does a lot. So I went for the Shell Smash, and this right here is pretty much Stallfest. So I Shell Smash once. I'm +1 defense and special defense, but he goes for the Bullet Punch, super effective. I was thinking he might go for another high jump kick, so I rested, but if I was knowing that he would go for another Bullet Punch, I would have Shell Smashed or Infestationed, because I didn't want him switching out into Torterra and doing Leechy damage. So he goes for a high jump kick, and he's like hit 3 in a row. 3 in a row. That bothers me. That bothers me. When he needs it the most, he gets it. When I need it the